Oh man, you know what? The Empress Teresa stuff has given me a really good example of how to make telling as boring as possible. And as far as books go, the more show aspect can be relayed in dialogue and bits of action done by the characters, or how they interact with the environment, wherein most examples confuse the hell out of me. This book makes things very obvious of how you should spice up your own stuff. Breaking it up with dialogue and everything else is just fine. It really does read like an endless list of Teresa went here, Teresa did that, Teresa didn't even really talk to people, but just talked about people. Oh boy. It's like he has Teresa basically narrating this like she would a journal entry, but it's not just at the beginning of a chapter, it's the whole entire book, where he even gets down to this part. A few examples from Random Empress Teresa. 4 men sent by Ambassador Fox arrived at the Parker estate. I was amused they introduced themselves as Bob, Jack, Harry, and Chuck. These were probably all fake names. Yeah, you're just constantly stating what she's doing and not really adding actions to back up what Teresa's supposed to be. Like, if you're gonna have her meet with all these political bigwigs, you'd basically probably have her set up a system where it's not just her going out and doing these meet and greets. She'd probably have to form a network of people to help her accomplish this, because no world leader could really be like, I'm going to do a personal phone call or a personal meeting with literally everyone. The only way you can really accomplish that is if you have a setting where there's, superheroes and specifically speedsters that can run around everywhere and like literally meet everyone in the blink of an eye. But this story obviously doesn't center around superheroes, so oh boy. And that and most of this stuff doesn't really carry a plot forward. It's a constant laundry list of where in the world is Empress Teresa? Okay. And based on some of these quotes, it's like, again, unless Empress Teresa is a superhero, how can you expect her to take out various terrorist cells or networks? This is definitely not at Tom Clancy level, so yeah. Oh my god. Let's see. One other example that really got to me, I'm like, it's like watching paint dry. We got down to work. Bob would show me maps of places where intelligence said there were terrorists. I'd memorize the maps as well as I could, then switch to my black and white vision to find the location. I gave descriptions of what I saw, and Bob told me to move left, right, up, or down until I found the target. In this instance, it might be better for you to put in kind of like how maybe some drone programs would find the enemy, and you'd showcase a little bit of the drones going out and do some of the heavy lifting, or even Bob breaking part of his consciousness up or something to take command of the drones. And you can throw in a little bit of like there's like a hilly area or desolate area, an expansive rock, because as it is just a big old list of A plus B, go to C, please insert girder. It's like, I complain sometimes about IKEA sex scenes where it's just like, does this need to be like in here or not? Well, Empress Teresa is IKEA in every sense of the word, from the way she narrates, the way the story unfolds. Like, everything about this thing will be an invaluable resource to other writers if they want to figure out, hey, maybe what's going on with their writing and what they can do to improve. Because even I started out a bit robotic like this, where it was like, oh, hey, Eliza flew over here. She did this, she did that, or before I figured out how I could, have different stuff interact with like a dialogue, a little bit of action, and I still know that I need to work on fighting scenes. Make sure that they're more punchy, more robust once the next version comes out, and once I get ready to finalize the whole series and put it out to regular market. I definitely know where a lot of my weaknesses are at, but I also know where some of my strengths are at as well. Again, this whole entire book screams, first draft, and first drafts will always read like a laundry list because you're just starting out. Before you can run, you gotta learn to walk. I say I'm at a decent speed walk right now. I'm not quite to jogging yet, and not quite to marathon level, but I'm getting there. Oh boy. Oh boy. And the dialogue is pretty wooden. Now, I could understand if some of the dialogue would be flat if it was, say, a basic AI just giving out a little bit of information here and there, because there are some basic AIs on various ships in the Terran Alliance for Uplift Protocol, but do I need to really put some of that stuff on screen? No, I don't need to put every little nook and cranny on screen. I only really want to put on screen what will move the overall plot forward. Even this one part for Empress Streets, though, one man set the shift stick to neutral and they both pushed the car out to the driveway with little effort. Connie got back in and pushed the gas pedal, but despite the drive wheels smoking, the car didn't budge. She got out to check the front of the car. It wasn't tied down in any way. She got on her knees to look under the car. There were no tire blocks or anything she could see. She walked to the garage entrance for no particular purpose. She was simply mystified. She started the car, put the transmission in reverse, and hit the gas. The engine stalled. The whole entire thing with like how he sets up stuff with the cars, even that's boring. It's like, again, car troubles, unless it's like some sort of, say, super spy plot where the spy is trying to kill the people in the car or something, why put something as mundane and monotonous into the story as, oh, they have car troubles, and describe it as dryly as possible? Yeah. I mean, it's very, all of it's very dry. Ugh.